Good afternoon and welcome to February Black History Month. We are honored to have a return visit from Solomon Seay Jr., the well-known civil rights lawyer, and he is the author of the new book, Jim Crow and Me, Stories from My Life as a Civil Rights Lawyer. It is written with Dolores Boyd and is published by New South Books of Montgomery and Louisville. Mr. Seay, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You are very proud of the foreword in your book. It has significance. Tell us about the foreword in Jim Crow and Me.
The foreword was done by John Hope Franklin, and John Hope Franklin is one of the most prolific historical writers that there is. And it was with a great deal of pride that John Hope Franklin saw fit to do the foreword for this Jim Crow and Me. And I will forever be indebted to John Hope for doing that.
The book is intriguing because you go through the book and it's snapshots of your career. Much of the book is devoted to a snapshot of the cases. For instance, I learned on page 57 that John Hewlett and Lowndes County, that chapter, that actually the Black Panther Party was started there. I didn't know that.
That is correct. And that chapter corrects a lot of misconceptions about the Black Panther Party. That was organized in Lowndes County back in the early 60s, a Lowndes County Freedom Organization, which concentrated on registering blacks and getting blacks out to vote. That movement was started by Stokely Carmichael, George Green, and Bob Mance, and that's M-A-N-T-S, and that's the only error that we have found in Jim Crow. For some reason, it came out M-A-N-T-Z, and I have written Mr. Mance apologizing for that. But when the Lowndes County Freedom Organization decided to become a political party, they had to have a mascot, much like the Republicans and the Democrats. And Bob Mance had often been referred to by Stokely Carmichael as a Black Panther. He said, Bob looks just like a sleek Black Panther because he was tall, he was very dark, he was very wiry, and yet he was very effective in getting blacks registered. He was sort of laid back and low-key, but he got the job done. And Stokely always referred to him as looking just like and acting just like a Black Panther.
So that's where the logo came from.
That's where they decided to adopt that logo, the Black Panther, as the symbol for the Lowndes County Freedom Organization. Now, it left there with Stokely, went to the West Coast, got fame on the West Coast, and people just assumed that it was originated out there with Cleaver and the other guy whose name I can't remember. But the Black Panther Party started in Lowndes County, Alabama. Yes. And John Hewlett was one of the earlier founders of that organization. I had the opportunity to represent John Hewlett when he returned to Montgomery and defended him before a justice of the peace on a charge of reckless driving. We successfully defended him on that charge because justices of the peace were allowed to take their fees and their earnings out of money that they collected for fines on conviction. And so if there was no conviction, there was no fee. And of course, anybody that can read or see can understand that that is an obvious violation of the due process clause of the federal Constitution.
Kind of a conflict of interest, too.
Sure it is. Sure it is.